I've got to go and put my washing into the tumble dryer right now, so I'll be gone for like 30 seconds. There you go, have some of that.
I can't be the only one who feels like I'm going nowhere. Just wishing somehow this dream will carry me. And I'll swear just one last time. They say the world is yours, so I'ma make it mine. 'Cause nothing is stopping you. You can set the world on fire. Nothing is stopping you. And if I go out, I'll go out screaming. It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. It's all or Cause nothing is stopping you. You can set the world on fire. Nothing is stopping you. And if I go out, I'll go out screaming. And if I go out, I'll go out screaming.
They vote Elite FPL.
And the gold award. This is the one. Elite FPL. Well done. Big shout out to you, man.
Your past won't catch you now.
Jason, any more final thoughts?
No, just to say thank you everybody and for all the support again. And Steve-O, he's a bit mean, but he means well, and I'm not going to rise to the occasion. He can bash my team as much as he wants, but I don't care. It just makes me stronger. Makes me more keen to stay above him on the tables, and I guarantee the end of this weekend, you're going to be looking up to me, Steve-O, thinking, what am I going to have to do? What I'm going to have to do to catch him? See you later, dude.
Exactly. Cheers, Jason. Thank you so much. There was our co-host, Jason, there, bragging.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another impromptu stream on Elite FPL. And I want to say hello to all the awesome people that are joining us tonight. So we've got Mr. Anderson, Sultan Saeed here nice and early, Anurag, Karma Baby's here, we've got General Destiny, we got a runner, we've got Alex the Kid, Amar. Should we taking call-ins? Well, if you want to come and chat, get yourself in the Discord. I'll throw you online, I don't care. We'll have a little chat. What you guys been up to this week? You guys all back to work now? Is it life gone return to normal? Yes, I am wearing a West Ham shirt. You are very observant. Yes, I'm going to be having to wear this now until between now and the end of the season at the very least. It has got Lingard's name on the back of it. Dread FPL's there too. Vince, how you doing, mate? Matthew Eziashi. Get yourself... Hey, Vince, come on, let's have a chat. If you want to get involved, here we go. Dread says, if you want to get involved, join the Discord. The link is in the chat to get yourself in there. We've got the Flying Dutchman. We've got Nick Treadwell. Captain Bale, well done, MLM. Jailing's in the house. How's it going, guys? You guys all doing good? There's been a little bit of a shock. There is a triple game week. I don't know if you guys have heard. We've been under a rock for the last few hours, but Ben Krellin, first I saw it was a WhatsApp message actually about an hour ago. I got home from work and I was just, minding my own business. I had myself something to eat, checked WhatsApp, and then I saw that it was a triple game week. I was like, what? And I realised it was Man United. So I think everyone's going to be trying to get triple Man United in, right? Who's going to get triple Man United? Let me guess. Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw, Rashford, Bruno Fernandez, obviously. Have you heard of Harry Mack? No, I've not. Actually, no, I think I might have, actually. Harry Mack. I think I have seen a few of his videos. Greenwood and Zaha will be coming into my team with triple TAA for a -8, then Mendy and Nacho to Meslier and Antonio. -4 to get 11 players out. Everyone's going to captain Bruno. Of course they are, Mr. Anderson. Absolutely. Hey, Mr. Jinch, how you doing? No Weak Foot's here too. I think I've seen Harry Mack. Yeah, I've seen some clips of him, like just on social media. I don't think I've actually subscribed to his YouTube. But yeah. Remember, guys, if you want to quickly chat about this game week, feel free to jump into Discord. We'll have a little chat. I know that a few people have been in the Discord. We've got people in the waiting room already. We've got Semi-Sweet Potato in there already. So yeah, we'll get some callers on in a moment. What are you doing with your teams? Talk to me. Talk to me what you're doing. My team's here on the screen. That is my team, my sorry state of a team. It was awful. I didn't even field 11 players last weekend. I didn't even field 11 players. I got a measly 52 points -4. 48. A measly 48 points. Which was a green arrow, would you believe it? Semedo and Dunk coming off the bench for me. Even though I knew Rudiger wasn't going to play anyway. But Dunk coming off the bench. Obviously Alexander-Arnold not playing. Very unfortunate. Salah not playing. Jotter, well, who knows what's happening with Jotter these days anyway. What's happening with Smith Rowe? Got any Arsenal fans in the chat? Is Smith Rowe just completely forgotten about now? Like, what's the situation there? Is he just out of favour? I've not been watching a lot of football. You may have noticed I've not been doing many streams lately. I've been very, very busy. Again, it's been ridiculous at work. It's been piling up. I'm having to start work early. I'm doing work at home as well. No excuses. No excuses. That's why I'm going to do a members only video either after this stream or tomorrow, just basically going through my life and all my issues at the moment in life. Well, did anyone watch I watched the Man City game last night. They were very good, weren't they? PSG just lost their heads. Another bottle job there from PSG. Neymar was almost crying. We'll quickly talk about the events of last weekend. Obviously, Southampton getting a draw against Leicester. Didn't watch any of these games, by the way. The only game I watched was the... I tell you what. If someone can tell... Right, if someone guesses the game I watched, I will shout you out and I'll call you the best at FPL. I bet you're never going to guess. I watched one football game. What game do you think I watched? Phil Foden on another level, Paulie. Absolutely amazing. When he did that little lovely turn, like a control turn, and then hit it and just hit the outside of the post, that would have been a beautiful goal. Newcastle, Arsenal, no. Chelsea, Fulham, no. Newcastle, Arsenal, no. West Brom, Wolves, no. Mourinho's at Roma as well. What do you guys think of that? Hey Denver, good evening, mate. How you doing? Nice to see you in the chat, buddy. Really nice to see you, dude. A game in the Romanian second tier. Good evening, Bilal. Everton Villa. I didn't watch the Everton Villa game. Evening, Brew. None of you guessed it so far. None of you guessed what the only game I watched was the Burnley West Ham game. That was the only game I watched at the weekend, over the weekend. How crazy is that? I've gone from watching at least 7 games a weekend to watching 1 game at the weekend. Like, it's mental right now. I'm so disconnected from football, and I cannot let you know how calm and chilled out I am about FPL. I'm currently top of the Torbay Elite Mini League. I'm second in the Invitational, even though it's really close. And I'm really chilled. I'm not even bothered. Like, if this had been me a year ago, I would have been like stressing out, like glued to Fantasy Football Scout website, on the Reddit every single waking hour, on the Discord, watching what people are talking about, getting involved in votes. Oh, guys, can you check out my team? No, none of that. I'm absolutely couldn't give a rat's ass what people say about my team. Or what about, you know, I've already decided what I'm doing, by the way, with my team. I've already decided my transfers. And I tell you what, it's the best I've ever felt playing FPL. It's the best I've ever felt. Well, you really are a West Ham fan now. I'm not. Right, let's what we got here? Check out the chart. We're talking crypto. No, let's get some callers on. Let's get the fixtures up for next week. Absolutely mental. Like, so many games next week. When I say next week, I mean in a couple of days. It's ridiculous. Right, let's see if we can get some callers on. Here we go. Semi Sweet was there. We'll get Ginger on, then we'll get Vince on as well. Vince up next. How you doing, Semi? How you doing, Semi Sweet, mate? How you doing? Oh, it's been a while, man. How are you doing, man? How's it life in sunny paradise?
It is starting to get sunny right now, yeah.
Whenever I think of California, I think of an old. I don't know if they still do it. Sunny D. Do they still do Sunny D? Sunny Delight. It's like an orange drink.
Yeah, it still exists, but I haven't really seen it.
Oh, hang on. They can't hear you. 1 second. Hang on. Yeah, just give me a second. I just need to pipe the audio through. Because every time I'm not streaming, I have to set it over. Let me just give me 1 moment. Can you do me a favor? Can you say something?
Yeah, they still produce it, but I don't see it in too many stores.
Oh, okay. Have you ever tried Sunny Delight?
I have. It is pretty good.
It is pretty good. What's happened to my thumb? Okay. Do you want the long story or the short story about what's happened to my thumb?
Go for it.
I was at work, and there at work we've got this real like we've got loads of racks of like different media. So we've got acrylics, we've got aluminium composites, we've got like PVCs all racked up, and we've got some nice freshly cut acrylic. Okay, and our CNC sometimes cuts the acrylic quite sharp, and I knocked one of the panels of acrylic and it was about to fall. Like, do you know when you do something and your life, like something slows down and like you see things in slow motion? I did that, and like I looked at the panel and it was like starting to go, and I was like, I tried to grab it, and literally as I grabbed it, my thumb here caught on the corner of this like really sharp bit of like an offcut of acrylic. And it literally sliced about a millimeter, maybe 1.5 millimeters into my skin. A big gash right down here. It was horrible. It's really annoying. It wasn't painful. It stung, but it's because it's right on the joint where you move your thumb. It's a nightmare. So like you're trying to tape it up, and this is why I've gone overkill, because the only reason I've got all this on is because if I didn't have all this on, the plaster would come off and it would start bleeding again. So yeah, I almost lost my thumb at work. There we go. That was a long story.
Right, let's talk about something a little more exciting, which is FPL.
Yeah, are you excited? How many Man United players you got?
Well, I only have Bruno right now, but I can easily get to 3 with a -4. So it's just a question of which ones now, because I think people might be a little blinded by the fact that there are 3 games without considering how tightly packed they are, and there could be a decent amount of rotation.
Bruno going to get rested, do you think, for one of those games?
I think I'm not going to make any transfers before I see the team sheet tomorrow against Roma, because like that game is all but won.
I mean, surely you'd say someone like Maguire, almost certain to play 3, you would imagine 3 games.
Yeah, I think
I think Luke Shaw will play 2. Wan-Bissaka. I mean,
who could play right back besides him?
Yeah, Wan-Bissaka. I mean, I think he's pretty nailed. Bruno, Shaw, Maguire will play all 3, says Denver in the chat.
I don't think Shaw will play all 3 unless he doesn't play tomorrow.
Again, tomorrow, a lot of eyes will be on tomorrow night's game, especially for the especially players that play the full 90 minutes as well. There's a lot of football in a very short period of time. You make a massive point. I mean, still, having the 2 games for United, is still quite nice. You imagine if they're going to rest. They're going to rest against. Well, who would they rest? Who would they rest against? Villa are strong. They're playing well. You got Leicester who are on the bounce again, and then you got Liverpool. It's like these games aren't necessarily games that you would maybe rest some of these players. So I think that.
Oh, go for it. As a fan, I think you probably have better insight.
I think that Bruno, for me, is a definite if you haven't got him in. I think that Luke Shaw, I'm tempted to get Luke Shaw in. Something tells me I wouldn't go for Rashford or Cavani. Maybe it's worth for the money, Greenwood. If you're on a wild card, like Cy Bellamy now, like he's on a wild card. He's dropped a few spaces in our cash mini league. He's on a wild card. He's got a dilemma now because of this triple game week's kind of thrown a bit of a curveball into his plans. So it'd be interesting to see what he does. If I was on a wild card, I'd be considering getting in Greenwood. And he's really impressed me.
I think with the way like Greenwood, Cavani, and even Rashford to an extent, like all 3 of them are probably going to be rotated, so you're probably better off getting the cheapest one.
Yeah. So if you're going to go with 3, one of Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, Maguire for safety, Wan-Bissaka for safety. Shaw might not play all 3, but he's got that potential of getting that assist. Like he's been really good this season.
Chance creation numbers and everything through the roof.
And I would be happy if I got Shaw and he plays 2 out of 3 games, I'm happy. I think that I am tempted to go with 3 Man United and take a hit to get 3 Man United in for this week. For definite.
I think if you're on a wild card, what I sort of thought of, depending on how much money you have, like the fact of the matter is United won't play next week, and neither will Chelsea, Leicester, or Arsenal. And like particularly with Leicester, I think people are still going to have Iheanacho on their teams. Chelsea, I think people will get rid of by now because the good fixtures have sort of sailed, and they have the FA Cup final as well. So like you're going to have 3 United on the bench, probably 1 Leicester on the bench. Like you have to start thinking about like those sort of situations. So like potentially if you're on a wild card, you go with what I would say probably is take Dean Henderson and then 1 other keeper, so then you can, so it's easier to deal with the bench because you don't want to have to have like 4 premium outfield players on your bench and then have to sell one. Like it's gonna be crazy because you need to have Fulham and Wolves at the end as well. And like you know, I was thinking about it, like if you guys are like touch, we're gonna make the final, so like you'll want to keep all those players, you know, like in shape, match fit. So Fulham and Wolves are also some strong fixtures for United.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a very good point you make. I think now it's certainly, like I said, people on wildcards, they're licking their lips for this. You know, for these fixtures being thrown in, they can set their team up well for the closing 4 games of the season. Can we just talk about your team and what you're planning on doing then? Have you put your team in the live team screenshots channel?
I have, and there are a couple weird things. Like this is my team on the transfer page after I add in everything. I got stuck with Kabak at Liverpool because I couldn't afford Trent and Phillips was out. I'm like, you know, might get the clean sheets, but like other than that, I think this could do pretty well for like setting up for the double and everything.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was just going to try and find this. For some reason, it's not loaded up the screenshot. There we go. There we go. It's working now. Here we go. So your team is up on the screen here. So, so remind me, how many transfers have you got available right now?
Well, I have 2 frees, so and I only have 1 keeper now, so it's going to be a -4 to bring in. I'm still not sure if I want to take the hit to bring in an Everton defender for Cody, because like I'm gonna have to like think about playing everyone in 36, and like Cody will have Spurs.
Oh, have you already taken? You've already taken Cody out in the screenshot and put Godfrey in, right?
This is not locked. This is what my team would look like if I do all my transfers.
Okay.
So I'd have Dallas, Bamford, and I think Dunk on the bench this week.
I mean, that's a strong team. Let me just bring up Godfrey's fixtures. So he's got going forward. So we've got the 2 games this week. West Ham, Aston Villa, decent. They got a nice finish with Sheffield United, then Wolves, and then the last game is Man City. I am assuming you're going to play someone else instead of him for that game week.
Do.
Say again, sorry?
Or just, as I like to do on the last week, just do something really crazy.
Captain
or
Godfrey,
like that one
absolutely.
week. No, like get someone. Okay, yeah, but like there's been a lot of talk about the Everton defense. But like the thing about them is their home record's absolutely terrible. And those last 2 fixtures, Sheffield and Wolves, they're good, but like that home record though.
Well, let's talk about your Man United assets you brought in. So we talked about him earlier on, Greenwood and obviously Bruno Fernandez. Who did you take out? Sorry, for Greenwood, and who did you take? What other transfer was it you did? It's just.
Well, I have Wan-Bissaka in there as the extreme, the most money I would spend.
Yeah, I've just seen that Wan-Bissaka. So what are the 3 transfers you've done?
So alternatively, so I tentatively have Aspie out, even though he doubles this week. The fixtures just don't look good. Like, I can't see a clean sheet in either of them.
And you brought Wan-Bissaka in for him?
Yeah, or what I could do is keep him, and then instead of Yeah, keep him.
No,
Even because
don't keep him.
yeah,
No.
I think I'm gonna sell him, and then
Yeah, sell him.
and then even because the funny thing is I'm also selling another doubling midfielder, but that's like a cheap fodder anyway. So
Against
like this
City,
week I can
against City, it's not going to get anything against City, and then I'd argue
Yeah.
Arsenal have always got a goal in them. So I mean, I don't think it's worthwhile keeping. If you're
Yeah.
bringing in Wan-Bissaka for him, I mean,
Chelsea Arsenal fixtures are always high scoring.
you
for
know,
both sides.
even for a -4, bringing in Wan-Bissaka for Aspilicueta is going to pay off, in my opinion. I mean, he's got three.
Yeah, 'cause it's three
potentially
fixtures versus two.
Three fixtures, and of which you'd think that United have got at least one clean sheet potential out
Yeah.
of that. So
Yeah.
no brainer.
Yeah, and this setup leaves 0.3 in the bank, so I just went with Wan-Bissaka as like the most expensive I could do, just for the tightest worst case.
Yeah, and
But
who
I
did
could
you-
do
who did
Maguire
you-
or Shaw.
Well, I mean, again, both will play all 3 games. I think there's more goal potential from Maguire than Wan-Bissaka.
You're sounding like Andy from Let's Talk. He always wants a Maguire goal.
When you see him in the box, man, he's always there. He's gonna hit the header. You know he is.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. He'll change it now, and he'll end up scoring an own goal, and you'll blame me forever. But Greenwood, who did you take out for Greenwood? Sorry.
I took out Saka because like he might not start. That West Brom fixture looks okay, but like our attack's just been pretty blunt. And then Chelsea, we don't know, and we don't even know if he's going to start both games, and he's been a little injury prone lately, so it's not like it doesn't really seem like he's going to double.
No. Very quick question. As you're an Arsenal fan, what's going on with Smith Rowe? Have I missed something? Is he falling out with Arteta or something? What? Like he's just not getting minutes?
I don't think so, because I don't think he's necessarily fallen out, but he has played 2 of the last 5 games, started them, and then the last 3 he didn't play a single minute. Thing is, we now have Odegaard coming back in.
Rotation.
Yeah, but it's really only him and Odegaard that can play at that number 10 position. Everyone else plays out wide.
Because I think he looks
In the
quite
attacking
decent, you know,
areas.
when I've watched
He does.
Arsenal. Yeah, it's a bit surprising that he's not getting any minutes. Like, he didn't feature any minutes last weekend, which is kind of, you know, for me who didn't field 11, I was like, oh, maybe I get Smith Rowe points. No, not even against Newcastle. But cool, man. I mean, your team, if you go with that team, I think you're setting yourself up quite nicely. You've got the Iñárritu pick that's obviously everyone's jumping on now. Obviously, the great form he's in.
I've had him for a while.
Yeah, I mean, you've still got, you know, the powerhouse of Harry Kane. I know that he didn't do much, you know, for the popular captaincy pick, but he's still got goals in him. He's on penalties. The only one I would say is Jotter. What's your thoughts on Jotter going forward now? Because I'm not as excited owning Jotter now than I was about a month ago.
Yeah, he feels like a player that he can just, you know, burst at a random time. But like when he's on it, his finishing is like unrivaled. He went, especially earlier in the season, he was going pretty crazy when he had like that mad run. He even got a hat trick in the Champions League. But like with
Yeah.
like what we've seen from him, even at Wolves, like it just sometimes he can be very unpredictable as to when he just gets that burst. But when he does, he can sustain it for a long time usually. So the fixtures are definitely there, but I think even though Liverpool don't really have much to play for, except, you know, probably I think they could still potentially sneak into the top 4, but like the points that they've dropped lately doesn't really bode well for them. Especially I think that Newcastle
holding him for the moment, and just in the off chance that he's going to play decent minutes, and you've got the strength in your squad that, you know, if he doesn't, you've got other players that are going to play instead, so it's fine.
Yeah, and then I think final thing I want to talk about is Bamford. Like he's been one that he's been under a lot of scrutiny lately.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he does end the season on some pretty okay-ish fixtures, but I don't know if he's like if you're still in Southgate's thoughts, I don't think he is anymore.
I like
Maybe.
Bamford. See, I do like Bamford. I mean, he's not setting the world on fire, but he does a decent job for Leeds. And you know, at the end of the day, he's had a good season. You know, better
Would you
than
put him on the plane? Put him on the plane for the Euros? Over Calvert-Lewin or Watkins?
I've got a thing for Watkins. I love watching Watkins. I think he's hold
He's a
at
very
play.
tidy player.
His hold at play, his runs that he makes. He's very intelligent when he makes his runs. With Jack Grealish on the field, he's a different breed. I mean, for England, I think Watkins could really come on strong, and yeah, Watkins for me would be preferred.
Yeah, he
over
can even
Bamford.
play on the wing, according to a couple of Villa fans.
Well, he does what he goes out wide anyway when he's up front to allow the attacking midfielders into the box. But yeah, I just see Watkins is only getting better. I don't see Bamford is only getting better. I think he's going to stay pretty much where he is. I think Watkins is just going to get better, and I wouldn't be surprised if a bigger club
to the Euros this summer.
Yeah, definitely.
Sounds good. All right.
Cheers,
Got a
Semi
nice
Sweet.
cue.
Yeah, you're a
Talk to you
legend,
later, man.
Thank you, buddy. Nice to speak to you again, dude. Oh, Semi-Sweet Potato, everybody. Alex the Kid, how's it going, mate? Firetog is in the chat as well. Hey, Firetog. Blonde's playing a free chip in 36, same as me. How can you hold on to your free hit chip for so flipping long? It's crazy. People have still got chips right now. It's crazy. How many chips has Paulie got? Has he still got all 3 chips? I don't know how to say that name. I'm thinking it's Owen. Alonso and Son out. Fernandez and Maguire in. Good moves from -8. Good moves. I'll be kind of screwed for Gameweek 36, but I really need a good trouble. Mate, go for it. Go for it, mate. That's what a bench is for. Hello, Nasty Balls. Good evening. Let's bring on our next caller, and that's going to be... We'll bring on Vince, and then Ginger will come on next. Good evening, Vince. How's it going, buddy? Can you hear me, Vince?
Hello, mate. How's it going?
All right, dude. What's happening, man?
I'm just doing something for Steve-O so he can do my voice.
Oh, all right. Okay, sorry. Let's start again. Vince, how you doing, man?
Hello, mate. How's it going?
Hello, mate. How's it going? I'm probably not good as Steve-O. How's things with you, man?
Steve-O's not great either, to be honest. Oh, I'm very good, mate. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, you like me and just looked at the fixtures to like literally an hour or so ago and was like, okay, I need to get Man United players in.
Not really. No, I just came back from walking the dog. It's nice walk out here, and then I came back, and then everyone's on Discord. I was like, oh, okay, people on Discord today, and then I was like, check out Man United's got a triple fixture. What the hell? Wow.
Well, I'm going to bring your team up on the screen so everyone can see, and I can also see your team as well. Because you've already decided your captain. It's the obvious captaincy pick now, Bruno Fernandez. You've only got the one Man United asset in. Is that enough for you?
Well, no, I was just looking at it before, listening to you a bit, and then I don't think you need more than 2 Man United assets anyway. But now I might do a -4 and bring in Maguire and Wan-Bissaka for Diaz and Cody on a -4. Because I don't think Chambers and Rudiger probably won't play the first game, so that's just one game out of him. And Chambers, I think, he's out of the team now. So
yeah. I mean, that to me is completely logical. It's safe as well. Mm-hmm. You know, for me, they're not risky picks. It's not like Semi-Sweet with his Greenwood pick, because Greenwood may only play, dare I say it, 1. He might start 1 game out of 3. He might come on for the other games. He might play 2 at most, but he's obviously got the potential of getting the goals and all the assists. But certainly, if you're playing for the clean sheets and all the assist potential, even goal potential for Maguire, I still think it's there. I really am.
Andy from Elite FPL.
Hey.
No, it's what the last Semi-Sweet said. That you're like Andy from Elite FPL.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But I'll tell you something then. Maguire will score against Leicester. So that's in the bag.
Yeah, his old club. I mean, the thing is, though, I don't know if I feel like I want that to happen, because Sai, also known as the best, my direct
Or
rival,
the worst. I know him as the worst.
or the worst, whatever you want to call him, he's got Maguire, and it would be nothing sweeter than him not to get anything from this triple game week with him. And United getting all.
You're not just bringing Maguire and then
and this like just
off there.
block him off a little bit.
Knock him off and then cheer on Maguire. We're like, oh, I'm lucky you couldn't have that against me. Oh no.
Well, I've got three moves planned. I'm going to reveal them, but not tonight, because I know that Sai's going to be. Sai's going to be literally playing off every word I say. So I'm going to be doing a minus 8. So you can pretty much you pretty much guarantee that there's going to be triple game week players in my team. But anyway, enough of me. Looking at your team, again, you've got on the Iñárritu train.
You just come back, like you said. It's no problem.
Your team is looking pretty divine. I would say Sigurdsson, interesting pick.
I just brought him in last week. I just took a cheeky bet. I took out Greenwood, can you believe it or not, for Sigurdsson.
You're such a gambler, Vince.
No, I like one move because I don't know. I don't like any of the players in the Premier League now. I think they're all rubbish. None of them are good options, and I only like Iñárritu.
Well, this is a time of year where everyone's got the same team. So the fact you've got Sigurdsson in there, I applaud you. And the fact of the matter is, you've got Chambers. I mean, still in your team, which is like you said. I mean, it's an issue. But
I just did my wild card a couple of weeks ago, so I think it was like. I can't remember now. They've all merged into one. But yeah, I did my wild card recently, and I brought in Chambers because I thought he had good games going forward and stuff, and he was in the team, and everyone was saying, "Oh, could get an assist," and now he's out of the team, and then Bellerin's back, and that's happened. Okay.
So yes, you were thinking of getting in. So Diaz out, Cody out, Maguire in, and Wan-Bissaka in. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing moves, mate. Honestly, really good moves.
Unfortunately, I had to bench you this week, but I just didn't have any space in my team.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you're gonna come in massively up on those transfers. And whereabouts are you at the moment in the league?
I'm always hovering around the 300k now. I'm like down to 200, 300, so it's back to 305 again after last week. I had like 6 players didn't play or whatever DS. Do
you know how much of a gap between you and the top 100k is at the moment?
I would have thought it was about 67 points, something like that. I haven't checked it, to be honest, but I'm just guessing.
Yeah, well, it's still catchable.
Still catchable. I still got my bench boost, which I plan to use.
I was just about to ask you. I was about to ask you if you had any chips left, and a free hit.
Hmm.
So we're going to use a 336.
I don't understand people using it now. I mean, I don't need. I'm going to bring in triple Man United anyway. I don't have Salah, that's it.
So are you doing free hit 36 and bench boosting on 38?
Yeah.
Nice one, man.
Just
nice
because
one.
Why not have some fun on the last game week? That bench boost, I was thinking about it the other day. It's not actually a good chip. I mean, it's only an inconvenience.
It's better than the triple captain.
Yeah, so basically, there's 2 rubbish chips out of 3.
I mean, everyone looks at the triple captain as this whole high almighty chip that's gonna somehow propel you up up your leagues. But I'll tell you now, in order of preference for me, I would say that it's the it's always I would say the bench boost is incredibly powerful on a double game week.
If you get it right,
if you load up on a double with a bench boost, it's OP. Bench boost for me is the most powerful, and then a free hit, and then the triple captain in that order.
Speaking of triple captains, did you hear what Steve-O did this week?
This week or previous week?
I think it was on his last video or something. He was talking about, guys, I've done it. So he brought in Zaha and he put the triple captain on him. I mean, he can change it, so it's probably. And then this week happens, and then it's a triple game week for Man United, and it's just like, I have to move it to Bruno now.
I'm gonna say what Steve-O would say to me in the early stages of the season. He's lost his head. He's lost the plot. He's sabotaging. He's sabotaging his team. I don't understand what Steve-O is trying to achieve, because, you know, it's not like he's got nothing. I mean, he's still got a respectable league position to play for, even if he's outside the top 4 in the Torbay Elite. I mean, there's a lot can change in a few weeks. Like, a lot can change. And the fact that he's still got chips and he's willing to just, okay, he might turn around and say, I'm only going to catch if I do something radical. Maybe it is something radical like that that's going to end up giving him the edge. But honestly, I think it's way too risky. I think he's just maybe at the point now where he just has almost got no real care, and he's just going to just throw massive punt on some random player. I mean, for example, he brought in Azpilicueta and Alonso. I wouldn't have brought in either of those players. My eyebrows raised at that. Bowen, he brought Bowen in. I mean, yeah, I know he's been playing up front, but nah, not for me. Lingard was enough for me. I mean, again, Chris Wood has done well for him, but I mean, again, he's held on to certain players like Rafinha for a long period of time. I don't know. I mean, he's getting red arrow game week after game week. He might turn around to me. I can hear him now saying, I don't care. But I think he does care. But he just won't say it. It might just end up being just something salvage. Maybe he can get into the top 500,000 if he concentrates on the next 2 game weeks. Because I would like to see him finish in the top 500,000. Because he can't. He's at 800k now. He can't be more than 45 points off the top 500,000. He's got chips available. Is it just a triple captain he's got available?
I don't know his chips, mate.
I think it is. I think it's just triple captain.
But like you say, I think it's because you guys start off with such a high intensity of rivalry, and once it kind of slips away, you just totally give up because it's so like you want to be at the pinnacle. So I appreciate it, but yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, I mean myself included, I think I've got this stagnated.
Oh, you're a lucky bugger though, Jesus. We can't.
Werner scored apparently for Chelsea. Well done, Werner. He's not missed. I have been lucky, but again, it's like I've said, I mean, it's having those players that are playing that in the event of something happening with, with COVID or, nobody foresaw what was going to happen at the weekend with the postponement. Of course, people have been very unlucky with that, especially people that had, 3 or 4 players in that game. I mean, I had
it's rolled on to this week now, and now they're lucky, and now they're all smarting.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's me.
Well, there you go. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna deny it. I've been very fortunate with Dunk and with Semedo points, especially after Semedo was absolutely pants. Who was he playing the week before? Who did he play? It was Burnley.
Terrible, weren't they?
Burnley, wasn't it? No, Wolves. No, Burnley.
Oh, Wolves.
No, sorry, Burnley. It was Burnley. It was Wolves against West Brom. It was 4-0 against Burnley. Apparently, I didn't watch the game, but apparently he was one of the worst players on the field, Semedo. And I just thought, great, I've got him in my team. He's coming on, and then I was like, 8 points. I'll take that.
Wow.
But yeah, lucky. Right. So, Vince, man.
So basically, sorry, I will go. But basically, you just got to stock up on blood red oranges, and you'll have a good FPL season, or what?
Blood red oranges. Where did that come from?
That's what you said. You sacrifice another blood red orange to the gods, and then you'll have.
I will sacrifice as many blood red oranges as I can possibly do to beat Cy Bellamy in the Torbay Elite, and it's serving me right, serving me well at the moment.
Stephen, just want to beat Jason, just get into a bit of witchcraft next season.
Do you want to know an interesting statistic?
Go on, always.
Since in the inception of Elite FPL, Steve-O has not been above me for one single game week.
Oh, there's a... that wasn't my fault, Steve-O.
It's like a curse.
Oh, that's fucking
there's always next season. It's that it's not long to wait. But it's
the hope that kills you, though, isn't it? It's the hope that kills you.
It is, and I tell you now, he's gonna have a party in the street the day he overtakes me. Thank you, Vince, for
taken by this Sunday. But pleasure, mate. Thanks for the chat, and a lovely shirt, by the way. J Slings. in the house.
Very funny. Very funny. Cheers, Vince. All the best, buddy. Take care of yourself.
Thanks, Long. Bye.
FPL Gin's coming on. In a second, Kenneth Faz in the chat, remove Kane and Son for Salah and Calvert-Lewin. Kenneth, Kane and Son for Salah and Calvert-Lewin. Have you got Bruno Fernandez in? Because I don't think I'll go Bruno Fernandez over Salah if you haven't got Bruno in. If you have got Bruno in, and you are looking to bring in Man United assets, then yeah, it could work. Not moves that I'd do myself. I'll be honest with you. Good evening, Mark Byrne. How you doing? Operum Felim is there in the chat too. Havertz is in a set and forget player in the next FPL season. Well, season to settle into the team. He's certainly coming on leaps and bounds in Chelsea. 60% of managers own Werner in the UCL. All right. Wow. That's a lot. Alex says, my team is 85% template, but still got decent transfers this game because of Veltman and Cancelo under 5% effective ownership. So 51k, and Mendy and Watkins around 25k. I mean, yeah, it's having those low ownership players. Of course, if you've got a few of them, then you obviously have the risk of dropping down. But also, well, we always said differentials pay off, especially if you captain them. Hit the captain on one of them. -4 Lingard and Smith Rowe out. Eze and Ward-Prowse in. Would you captain Greenwood, Jace? Gravy Dave, if I was in a mini league rivalry and I knew that my rival was captaining Bruno Fernandez, and he was ahead of me, I don't know, man. I don't know. This is the business end of the season. You've got to be real clever with your captaincies. I do think Greenwood is going to play 2 out of 3 games at least. I would, go. I mean, again, if you're chasing someone that's Captain Fernandez, obviously Fernandez is on penalties. That's the thing. He's on set pieces, penalties. It's a big punt going Greenwood, man. It's the risk. But it's those risks, like I said, if you captain Greenwood and he scores in 2 of those 3 games, 2 goals, for some miraculous reason, Bruno Fernandez, even though his form is returning, blanks, then you're loving life. But I personally think that the risk is there. I would personally go with Fernandez 9 times out of 10 over Greenwood this week. It all depends on how risky you want to play it, man. Maybe if you're going to captain another Man United player other than Fernandez, you should captain Maguire. If because of the chance of the odd chance of a goal from a set piece or from for clean sheets potential. There could be 2 clean sheets in those games. Again, probably would go from a United defender point of view as opposed to Greenwood. Go and stand in the corner and face the wall, Paulie. Why? What's he said? Oh, right, yeah. Lingard and Smith Rowe out for Eze and Ward-Prowse. Yeah, he's trying to sabotage me, Paulie is. He's trying to catch me in the Invitational. Let's bring on FPL Ginge anyway. He's been waiting a little while. FPL Ginge, how's it going, buddy? Good evening, Mr. Ginge. Can you hear me? It's been a little while since we last spoke. He's been waiting all this time and he still hasn't... He's not there. He's gone. He's gone. Your team's on the screen. Sure. Bruno Fernandez, captain, Greenwood. I mean, I don't know what he wants me to say about his team. Very strong, especially for this game week. Iñárritu and Vardy, nice. Hello. Hello. Nice of you to join. Nice of you to join me.
How are you?
Well, you were there. What were you doing?
I don't know, I was just watching the stream. I just turned it on.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, you're watching the football, weren't you? You're watching Chelsea.
No, I'm not. I'm playing 2K.
What did you want me to say about your team then? Because it's looking very good. You've got the 3 United assets that we were talking about earlier on. You've made your transfers, I take it?
I've got 1 left.
You got 1 left?
Yeah, by accident last week. I forgot about the deadline. So yeah,
that's good. So what's your thoughts then with your transfer? You're going to be bringing in Zaha? Son to Zaha?
No. Get rid of Connor Cody. He's gone.
Okay. Okay, so who are you bringing in?
The options are why did I say Connor Cody again? Anyway, what's his name now? Coleman. We got Kabak or anybody else. I've got 5.6 mil. I think I can't have a United defender. I wish I could.
Kabak. Oh god! Like, every time I watch Kabak play, I just shake my head. I don't rate him at all. I mean, yeah, he's a Liverpool player. Cheap way into Liverpool defence, I guess. What have you got? What money have you got?
5.6. I wish I could afford Digne.
Yeah, Digne would be amazing. Maybe Coleman. Maybe you've said the name Coleman. Other than that, Joel Ward.
Is there anybody else that you might think might need to improve, or just do you reckon Connor Cody?
Struggling at that price point, to be honest with you. You've already got Shaw in. You've got 3 United, so that leaves out you got 5.6, haven't you?
Mhm.
I mean, leaves out Maguire, because I was going to say you could do Maguire, but you've got the 3 already. So yeah, I would go with an Everton, Keane or Coleman, really. Yeah, sorry, mate. That's your budget. That's. I'd probably go Coleman if it was me.
I know.
Yeah, you kind of stuck a little bit there, aren't you?
A set one. Mhm.
Yeah.
Because my team's too good.
Where are you now?
Like 6k, I think. I don't know. I haven't checked.
6k.
Yeah.
It's a shame you're not in the Invitational League, isn't it?
Wow. What's the Invitational League?
Oh well, it's a cash league.
Nah. I want money. I need to pay my bills.
6k is very good. What are you? How far are you from the top 1k? Have you worked that out?
No, I haven't thought about it. All I care about, if we get 5k, that's all I care about.
Top 5k.
Yeah, get
You'll
there.
be right. You'll be fine with that team. Yeah, I mean, do it. Do the transfer to Coleman. Either way, I mean, he's got the 2 games. Over Cody, obviously got the extra game over Cody. I wouldn't blame you getting rid of Cody, to be honest with you. Wolves aren't looking that great, especially at the back. And Brighton have got a goal in them. I see Brighton getting a result against Wolves, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
Anyway, we'll talk about the games. We've got one final thing to say before we move on to the Super Cup.
Ginger's a god. That's it.
Well, you're doing better than me, mate. So you must be some sort of demigod. We'll call you a demigod, shall we? All the best, Ginge.
Yeah. Everyone who spammed demigod in the chat. Right, goodbye.
See you now. Take care. Jacob MK's in the. Hello, Jacob. How you doing? Jacob MK, can you hear me?
Hello.
How's it going, dude? Is this the first time you've ever called in?
This is the second time. I called in, I think probably a couple of weeks before Game Week 29 when I said I was going to wildcard in Game Week 29 and everybody was a bit confused. But it's really boosted my rank, so I think it's probably the right thing.
So take your mind back to 29. What did you do to your team in the wildcard in 29 that really boosted your team?
So I got onto Lingard early,
and
it was because West Ham scored 3 against Arsenal, and I had Antonio Lingard, West Ham defender, and had triple leads, and that was all right. So it was a risk, but it worked.
Oh yes, that's a massive amount of points you've got on with Lingard, definitely. And whereabouts are you sitting at the moment then in the overall rankings?
So overall at the moment, this is my second season playing. I'm 820k.
Sort of round about Steve-O mark then.
Yeah, basically.
Would you class yourself as a serious FPL player? Like, would you say that you digest quite a lot and consume quite a lot of FPL content throughout the week?
Not particularly. I like follow a couple to keep on tabs at like double game weeks, but I'm not sort of like one of those FPL Twitter people yet.
Don't even start about Twitter. I'm taking a hiatus off Twitter. I completely agree with Steve-O in the sense that social media, I don't know what it is about social media. I just don't find it that engaging. Like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
I'd happily talk with people like you, coming on to Discord, have a chat with them. Like the people in the Discord on a daily basis, they can talk in the text channels or go on the voice channels and have a little conversation. I could do that. That's fine. That's my method of engaging with people about FPL. I couldn't just have backwards and forwards conversations on Twitter. I don't know about. I just don't find any interest in it. Just don't find it interesting in the slightest. I know a lot of people do, but I don't. That's why I don't go on it that much. But yeah, I mean, what's your thoughts with this triple game week?
I'm kind of torn a bit because before this got announced, I was like, right, I can go and get like a couple of Palace players, maybe like take a punt on like a couple of Villa. And I think I'll probably still end up doing something similar to that, but it's just the risk that if like Shaw or like Fernandez like plays like 2.5 games or like 3 games, it's like knowing, because inevitably not very many United players are going to start all 3, but it's knowing which 2 are going to double and score heavily.
Well, yeah, I would say Fernandez and Maguire straight off the bat are those 2 players. And looking at your team now, are you tempted to maybe take out the likes of Ben White or?
So my thinking at the minute, this was before the double. This was before the United triple.
Yeah,
was to take a -8 and take out Rudiger. And take out Rudiger, Bowen, and Bamford. Replace Bamford with Watkins, Bowen with Zaha, and then Rudiger to Joel Ward.
Oh, okay. Can you do the same moves but Rudiger to Maguire?
Yes, almost certainly.
That to
I've got over 1 million in the bank, so that shouldn't be an issue.
I mean, if I was doing those moves, I mean, Zaha for me, Palace. I mean, I know people are talking about Zaha. I mean, I joked about it earlier, but Steve-O, what about triple captaining him or something? I don't know. I think he's lost his head personally, but I mean, go for it, man. Go for it. Why not? Where are you now? Are you 820k? Why not, man?
Yeah, and actually one more thing before I go. Do you think for a 1 week punt, El Ghazi at Villa? Because he's probably going to start both.
He's been impressive, yeah. Well, instead of Bowen, you mean? Instead of
Zaha, yeah.
So Bowen to El Ghazi instead of Zaha.
El Ghazi, yeah.
I guess for me, when you look at Crystal Palace, I mean, they look to Zaha so much for everything. Whereas I still look at that Aston Villa team and I see goal potential spread between those attacking midfielders and Watkins.
Yeah, fair.
But he did perform well, very well on Monday.
And he's on penalties, isn't he? Which is the thing that flies into that as well.
I would say that I think I would slightly edge. I'm just looking at the fixtures. Sorry, I still would probably edge Zaha on that one out of the 2.
Because you can play him. You can play him in like the next couple, can't you?
Yeah,
they play Villa.
I mean, Sheffield United are absolute pants. They're literally dog meat, and you've got Southampton, who are, they might get a goal, but they're going to probably concede as well. They're looking at this. I would say Palace to beat Sheffield United 1-0. Palace to get a draw against Southampton or lose 2-1. And I think Zaha may or may not be involved in at least one goal over those two games. So I would head to my bets and I'd go with Zaha if I was going to choose between the two, to be honest with you. I hope that helps the slight decision there with the original three of Watkins, Zaha, and instead of who was it you're going to get originally?
Ward, who's like the cheapest Palace defender.
Go with Maguire, mate. Get that second United player in. They're playing 3 games. Maguire's going to play 3 games. I mean, I'll be very surprised if he doesn't. He's one of the most nailed. And take advantage of those 3 chances of a clean sheet.
Yeah, fair.
Jacob, mate, you've been a star, dude. Thank you for coming on tonight, because it's been a pretty impromptu stream. I never scheduled this. I never kind of announced it. So the fact we had some callers on tonight has been really good. I've been really grateful to a lot of you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thanks, man. You too.
Cheers, dude. All the best, buddy. Speak to you again soon.
Bye-bye.
Hopefully. See you. Bye. Awesome, guys. We had some awesome callers on this evening talking about FPL. I'll quickly say that we've got to talk about the Super Cup, and quite rightly so, because there's been some big movement in there. Obviously, Buffy is storming it. He's doing very well. He's beaten Suj from Planet FPL 102-87. Round of 8 completed the other evening. Capkin defeated FPL Dare by 138-88. FPL Nim over the 2 games defeated I can't say this name, Apples and Juice, 89-80. The 2 girls going up against each other. Josh Landon beated Block FPL by 92-85. So going through, we've got Buffy, who is the last of the non-content creators, going up against I don't know actually who's up against now. I'll have to bring up the spreadsheet, but so it's Buffy, Capkin, Nim, and Josh Landon all going through. Let me bring the spreadsheet up now to find out where the pairings are. And remember, guys, if you are an Elite FPL member, you should probably look out for a video that I'm going to post either probably tomorrow evening. Just going over a few things of my thoughts about the upcoming game week a bit more, and also regarding things that are going on non-FPL related. Also, finals here we got so yeah, here we go. We've got Buffy up against Capkin Gaming. We've got Nimfria up against Josh from the Always Cheating podcast there. So that's that, guys. You are amazing. Thank you so much. Steve-O will be doing a podcast. Oh, flipping now, we're not on audio. He'll be doing a stream tomorrow, I believe. I've got to do him a thumbnail. He messaged me earlier on WhatsApp saying, can you do me a thumbnail? I don't know what time he's going to do it. Probably will be in the morning. He's asking for a Zaha thumbnail. So he's probably, he says he's going to triple captain Zaha. I'll believe it when I see it. He wants a thumbnail for Zaha. I'm going to do that now. I've been me, you've been you. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the flip side. All the best.